This video was brought to you by the ILC. Hello there once again. Welcome to episode 29. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to factor a polynomial using a technique called synthetic division. It's fairly similar to long division, but it's a little bit faster and it'll speed up your math quite a bit. A lot of instructors don't show you how to do this, so I wanted to take the opportunity to show you how it works. Let's have a look at it. The question says to factor the following polynomial, 2x to the third power plus x squared minus 13x plus 6, given that x equals 2 and x equals negative 3 are roots. We're going to begin by writing the coefficients down in order. So we'll say 2, 1, negative 13, and 6. If you have any missing coefficients, make sure you insert 0 in that case. Now, our first root is x equals 2, so I'm going to place it over here on the left and draw a little square box to show that it's separate from all of these coefficients, and then draw another square box underneath the coefficients. Our first step is to bring down the first coefficient, the 2, and then we are going to multiply that coefficient by the root on the left. That is, we're going to multiply the coefficient 2 times the root on the left, also 2. 2 times 2 gives us 4. After that, we're going to add the 1 to the 4. So you'll simply add downward. 1 and 4 makes 5. We'll continue the process by repeating it. 5 times 2 gives 10. And then negative 13 plus 10 gives negative 3. Let's continue again. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And then 6 minus 6 gives us 0. Ideally, you should get 0. If you have 0, that means you found a correct root. If you don't have 0, that means you've made a mistake somewhere, given that 2 is indeed a root. Now we'll just repeat that process all over for the next root. Our next root is negative 3. We'll draw our squares in. Start by bringing down the 2. And let's just repeat what we've done. 2 times negative 3 gives negative 6, and 5 minus 6 gives negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 gives positive 3. And negative 3 plus 3 gives 0. That means we've done it correctly. Now here's how we make sense of this string of numbers. This 2 and this negative 1 will help us find the remaining root that was not given to us. The negative 1, that is the last non-zero number that we have, is going to be the constant of this root. The 1 to the left of that will be the x term. And if there were more numbers, they might be x squared, x to the third power, and so on. In this one, we simply have 2 for our x term and negative 1 for our constant. That tells us that our first term in the factored form is 2x minus 1. We have two other roots now. Our first one was x equals 2. Now you've seen previously that we must move the 2 over to the left-hand side in order to make the root. So we would say x minus 2. We also have the root x equals negative 3. We must move the negative 3 over to the left, just like we did to the 2, which gives us x plus 3 as our third root. And that is completely factored form. We can't possibly factor it down any further than this. And so that's synthetic division, just in case you haven't seen it in your own lecture section. I do want to warn you, synthetic division only works if you know the roots. And, more critically, the roots must be first power, or else you won't be able to do this process. If the roots are any power other than first, you must use long division. Well, that's all I have to say about synthetic division. I'll see you again next episode.